Up, y'all? This is the Microtransaction, the number one in the world. The number one in the world. The number one world gaming podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Today, joined by Brooklyn Rattlesnake himself, Liquid. How you doing?
Oh, very well. How about yourself?
Honestly, I'm doing all right. Super excited. Like, honestly, it just feels real now. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm like, we're here. We're finally doing it. The Microtransaction is a thing officially.
Right. No, absolutely. It's I don't know, first day. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be lying if I didn't say I had some jitters. So
Yeah.
got little butterflies in the stomach, but we're gonna make it work. It's good. It feels good though.
Dude,
It feels good to feel uncomfortable, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at.
ain't that the truth, man? But we're out here. We're trying. All right. So just like I said at the top of the show, everyone, this is a gaming podcast. We're gonna talk about a lot of things gaming, the news, games we're playing, stuff like that. There might be a game of the week we play. There is gonna be a week. I lied. I lied to you right now. There is going to be a game of the week we play every week. So if you feel so inclined, you like us, and you want to be part of that conversation, just go along, play with us, have the conversation, comment down below. We're going to be in there, guys. So if you write like, man, you guys said this game was awesome, it's trash, we're like, bro, what do you mean? And then we'll take it from there. All right, so the three topics that we're going to cover today, we're going to talk a little bit about me and Liquid and the microtransaction, so you can get to know us. It's like, right now we're on this first date situation. We're getting to know each other. All right, so you got to get to know us. And then topic number 2 is going to be our gaming career, what we started playing, what we grew up playing, and what we're playing right now. And last, but certainly not least, the main topic. It's going to be the state of gaming. How has gaming been throughout the whole Panda Express? Right? How it's been then? How is it currently now that we're kind of ending towards the pandemic? Oh, well, pandemic. You can say pandemic. You just can't say the C word. And beyond, and what we think, because we're fresh in this new gen console, Liquid. Not just to give them a little taste. What do you think of the current gen? Right, current gen, not next gen, current gen.
As far as the way it stands right now, I think it's a little,
Give them a taste.
just a little taste.
Taste. That's gonna be our main.
Okay. I'll just give a little taste, and I don't think it's worth it to jump into any of the new consoles right now. And I don't, yeah, I know it sounds wrong, and we'll get more into it, but it's that's kind of a popular opinion, I think. But
we'll get it. We'll dive deeper into that later.
Right.
All right, Liquid. I'm gonna start the show off with you. Tell the people who is Liquid Anthony, but mostly Liquid.
Right. So originally by birth, my name is Anthony. I was dubbed Liquid by yours truly, by Christopher himself, Christopher Jebediah Montijo. I'm kidding, that's not his full name, but it just sounded cool. It sounded classy. Anyways, but yeah, I was given the name Liquid. Came from my favorite video game series of all time, that's Metal Gear. And yeah, ever since then, I got the name there. Damn, I'm fucking this up. Well, I'm gonna edit this out. Hold on, let me see the time.
Don't worry about it.
I almost forgot the question. Hold on, 4 minutes. All right. So yeah. I mean, let me talk a little bit more about me. I mean, I've been playing games for as long as I could remember, which is probably all my life. Started off with a Nintendo back in the 80s, Tetris, Super Mario Brothers, the OGs. Which are, I guess, technically not the OGs when you start thinking about older stuff like Atari and stuff like that. We're not getting into that. That's kind of ancient. That's relics.
No one holding the light for Atari, but Liquid. Who's the man behind the controller?
So as far as me, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Chris. I don't know what you're looking for here. Hold on.
Bro, just bring up who you are, your interests outside of gaming.
Yeah, I hate this shit. All right. So as far as my me outside of gaming, I'm just a normal guy working 9 to 5, just like everybody, just trying to make it work in this time. I don't want to remind too many people about the times that we're in right now, but again, we'll get more into that as far as the status. But yeah, just your average normal person. I love video games. I'm passionate about several other things. I just started picking up golf. As you can see, there's a pair of golf clubs behind me, somewhere around here. Oh, but by the way, excuse the mess. There's a huge mess going on behind me. There's a reason for it. It
I
most
get to
likely.
take everything out of your closet for a reason.
Yeah, I did. So
Uh,
apparently I have a water heater. They're gonna come check out my leasing office needs to come check it out. So I gotta take all the crap out, put it in here for right now. But whatever. We're making it work still. Yeah, I mean, I'm 33 years old. I almost said 32. Almost forgot my age. Feeling like an old man. I didn't notice I
There's such
was
a thing once you get past 30, you just like it all blends together.
right. Yeah, no, it just starts to become a blur, dude. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you start losing your hair, you start getting white hairs in your beard and stuff like that. It's not fun,. But you just gotta make it work. But yeah, I mean that's just it about me. I'm very chill, very laid back. I feel like maybe sometimes even too laid back. I'm hoping that doesn't come across a podcast that way. 'Cause I don't want you to think I'm lazy. I don't want anybody to think I'm lazy. That's for sure. Um, yeah, it's
Trust me, guys, you don't know the hard work Liquid has put into
bro,
this
especially
podcast.
yeah, busting ass on this, putting all this stuff together. But it's still not where I want it. I'm a bit of a perfectionist as well. So yeah, not exactly where I want it, but it helps me out because it keeps me on the right track of what I'm trying to get to. So that's always nice. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me and who I am, how I think a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm the aforementioned Chris. I mentioned I am 34 years old. Like Liquid gaming all my life. I have three brothers. The whole thing. We're both Spanish. Both Puerto Rican.
Puerto
That's why I
Rican.
called them yeah, Puerto Rican. I also love Metal Gear, and it's kind of how me and Liquid became friends through our mutual love. It didn't start off that way. Somebody, on this screen, I'm not naming names, was a little defensive at the beginning. A little defensive. He's like, "Oh, you like Metal Gear? No, wait, I like Metal Gear." Someone gatekeeped a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but we got there. You know what I'm saying? Like we became fast friends, and honestly, it's just kind of been great ever since. And that's kind of the story with me and Liquid, me myself. Just out there like everybody else. We're out here with a hope and a dream that is became the microtransaction, and we're trying to develop it along with you, with us. It's such a it's you're seeing it as such a at its infancy right now, and I hope we don't cut any of this. I hope we just leave it because we're two people with a dream and trying to make something. And just if you're listening to our very first podcast, you might be a friend or you might be a random comer buyer. Just thank you so much for your time. I can't stress that enough because this is something me and Liquid we talked about years ago. We were gonna do it, and life got in the way. Liquid had a job opportunity, and he took the opportunity. Things happen, and he got to a place where he's like, man, it was a good idea. And I'll tell you this right now. I've tried making other podcasts and things before, and it didn't pan out. But I always wanted to work with Liquid, and if this is the first and last episode, which it won't, trust me, but if it is, I wouldn't want to do with anybody else.
No, I'm right
And
there with you, and I appreciate that. I couldn't agree more. I mean, me and Chris, yeah, we've been talking about this for a while, and yeah, we definitely appreciate anybody who just hops along. Constructive criticism, feedback, it's always key. I'm taking it all in. I'm trying to learn as I go. This is all something new to me as well. Of course, I'm sure it's new to Chris as well. And yeah, like Chris touched up on, we've been thinking about it, talking about it for a while. Finally, putting it into action. And yeah, I mean, it's the funny thing is that it's way more. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be. It's once you start getting in there, getting your hands dirty, it starts to just click a little bit. And there's just tons of different things out there. If anyone's interested in jumping in, I recommend just do it. Just jump right in. But yeah, again, just to touch back, this is new for us. I expect this podcast to yeah, I want it to be raw and just be like, it is what it is. This is just the best. We'll do our best today, and tomorrow we're gonna do even better. I just want to kill it. We're gonna kill it. And just hopefully expect good things to come. And I want to keep growing. Don't want to stop. I want to keep learning. I want to get more people involved. I want to hear everyone as much as possible. And yeah, there's going to be things that we have plans for us to implement. You all in the future, just to just hop on with us so we can just have discussions and have opinions and just share with each other and just build a community all together. Just really, uh, you know, have fun with each other. That's really what it boils down to. Just have a community, have some cool people, no assholes, of course, but just hang out. We're all gonna be.
We're the only asshole part of this group.
yeah.
Nobody else. We rule with an iron fist. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but yeah, just have fun, man. That's really what it comes down to. That's what I'm all about. And because if I treated this like another job, then that just means I have two jobs, and I don't want to do that. So again, yeah, it's just the whole point. I'm trying to get out of my job. That's really what it boils down to. But no, let's just have fun again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Honestly, yeah. The microtransaction. Well, let's go into the part where we're talking about the microtransaction. Where it's going to be a weekly podcast.
Mhm.
For starters, we're playing fast and loose. We're taking feelings how we're gonna go. We're gonna adjust on the fly. We want to be comfortable with the podcast, but not too comfortable.
Right.
So who knows if we do it twice a week? Who knows what the future's gonna bring? And then the name microtransaction was just me and Liquid in this very room hashing it out, going through names. We wanted something that was video game related, but not too much on the nose, and we landed on microtransaction because every gamer has dealt with a microtransaction. And honestly, for all the parents out there, you get it because your kid's asking for Robux right now and V-Bucks.
Yeah.
It's not a joke, and so we wanted something where like everyone gets it, knows how it is. We could laugh at it, we could have fun with it. But I'm very proud of the name. It almost feels one of those things like I can't believe I'm not already watching a major podcast with this name with already.
Right. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with you more. Like it's when we were discussing the names, well, we were discussing a lot of things as far as what we want to do, who we want to be, that sort of thing, where we want to go. And yeah, I mean, a lot of it kind of fell into place pretty well. The microtransaction name, I know we went through a few different names actually, and just finding no luck. Just wanted something different, like Chris said, just something sort of close to video games, is not exactly. And I know microtransactions don't have the best sort of what would you call it? The best.
Oh man, now I'm blanking out. It doesn't have the best stigma with it.
Right, exactly. Stigma, that's perfect. Like that, they don't have it doesn't have the best stigma to it, but hopefully we can go ahead and I don't think it's the end of the world. I think there could be good things coming from microtransactions. There's definitely good things coming from the podcast, that's for sure.
This is a good microtransaction. Right. You're always getting the legendary loot with us.
Right.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. All right. I'm gonna hold on to that one, bro.
Yeah, and the best thing of all is like the cost. The cost is even though the cost it may seem free, it is gonna take some of your time, which is pretty valuable. I want to make sure everybody knows that your time is just as valuable as your dollar. So, again, the fact that you'd be willing to listen to us, it's much appreciated. Just because I know how valuable time is. I wish I had more time throughout the day to do shit, but it is what it is. Like. Again, just much appreciated.
I think that's a plight of human existence is that we never have enough time. We don't have enough time to game. We don't have enough time to game, Liquid.
Right. No, I agree. I can't do anything. Game, even other things. Like sometimes I gotta skip showers, and that's not good. I'm kidding. That's not a thing.
That's a lesson you learn very young.
Yeah.
No. Ooh, maybe you don't do that, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, go outside, bro. I'm fine. And then you catch a whiff of yourself, like, oh no.
Yeah, you get a good breeze coming in, and just come. And just...
Like, oh no.
Right.
Like that ain't me. You don't want that. You don't want that in your life.
It's not a good look.
Yeah, but with the microtransaction, we hope to expand and do more, add streams to it once we find our footing on this podcast, which I feel like we are already doing. Once we find our footing, we do want to go maybe to the stream, maybe come up with some ideas here and there. Like we don't want to put ourselves in a box. We don't want to only be a podcast. We want to be, like creative content makers and like be creative with it and have fun, but keep it in the realm of video games because it's something me and Liquid we are so passionate about.
Right.
Like so, and I'm not gonna lie, Liquid's pretty good at COD. I'm just throwing it out. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm just gonna throw it out there. My boy's pretty good. He's pretty good on the triggers, on the sticks.
Yeah, it's not already putting the pressure on me. I get around. I'd say I get around. It's I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's part of it is just playing for as long as I have, and then but some of it has to do with just the toxic setup too. You got to have that toxic setup to piss people off. Sometimes that's the difference that keeps you alive.
So what you're saying is they hate us because they ain't us?
Yeah, some might define it that way, and I'd say those people are probably right.
Yeah, yeah. I just it's gonna be great. Honestly, and this is I know we're supposed to be hosting and entertaining, but for me and Liquid, like right now, this is it. I wish I could share my feelings of how I feel right now, and I wish I could put it in a bottle and give it to somebody. I'm like, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna try. Like, if we're gonna try, we're gonna ride this plane into the ground. You know what I mean? Like, we're just gonna go all in, and that's what I want for everyone listening to this right now. Like, try something, even if it isn't like podcasting, and maybe it's getting some sick blades. You know what I mean? Maybe you want to get some rollerblades. You know what I mean? And you're just like, I just want to skate around town, but I'll get it next page. Nah, dude, do it now. You know what I mean? Because I know, because I watch a little Disney original called Brink sometimes. Sometimes I want to blade it up.
Listen,
you're gonna blade up, bro.
I like the idea. It's fairly random. I want to know where did these blades come from? Like what out of any like leaf or tree branch you could grab from? Why blades? Why rollerblades?
You never see some cool kid just blading while you're like running or something, and he's just out there and he's like doing this, like he's going in and out, and I'm like, man, that guy, that's a cool guy. And the movie Brink.
Okay.
Come on.
So Brink plays a big influence on your rollerblading idea here.
Yes, and honestly, anyone of my age, I'm gonna not say my age bracket. I'm not gonna be ageist. I'm gonna say anyone of my high IQ feels the same way.
Okay.
All right, because come on, man.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the idea. I'm just.
You have Disney Plus, and you're out here like, oh, I'm watching Winter Soldier. I'm watching one of it. Forget all that noise, bro. Go watch Brink. Do yourself a favor and go watch Brink. Brink. I wish I knew someone's name from Brink so I could say that's the original Disney princess, but I don't remember anyone's name.
Well, isn't Brink the name of the main character?
Oh, fuck.
Like, oh yeah, there's this movie, you know, about this dude named Brink, and you know he's doing all these cool, you know, flips and shit and whatnot, and you know everybody keeps calling him Brink, and you know it just has a cool name. I just, you know, I forget what the name of the movie is. I think it's called The Guy Who Could Keep Skateboarding Forever or rollerblading forever.
Oh my god, yep. All right, I walked right into that one. On that note, we're gonna switch to our next topic, and I'm gonna start off with you, Liquid. Yet again, I'm just gonna kick it to you. I'm gonna let Liquid break in every topic, bro, because honestly, it gives me time to think. So, Liquid,
let's bring it.
Or since before you were a young Liquid, what would you say was your first game? And I want you to go from there.
Okay. First game would most likely be, I want to say Tetris, actually. Like, part of me wants to say Super Mario Brothers, but I think it's going to be Tetris. Like, that's the oldest game that I can remember that I played. And that's Tetris on NES. I know they made so many different Tetrises. Like, is it Tetrises or Tetris-I? We'll call them Tetris-I, just because that sounds funny to me. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 100% wrong. But whatever.
No. Tetra. I'm not even Tetra. Is that am I saying it right?
Tetris-I, Tetris, whatever. So yeah, Tetris. It went into Super Mario Brothers. You know, the platformer. You gotta have it. I'm just like, I'm sure a lot of other people, their start was Super Mario Brothers. And then you transition to some of the, you know, the greater games like Super Mario Brothers 3, one of the greatest games of all time. And then you build from there. Super Nintendo. It's funny, Super Nintendo I missed a lot of because I was I was a Sega kid. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. So yeah, I was a Sega kid. I love Sonic. Even now, I still have a soft spot for Sonic. I know people give Sonic a lot of shit, but hey, whatever. He's the blue blur, all right. He's cool. And
The blue blur.
yeah, that's a thing. Look it up. But yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But so yeah, messed with Sonic a lot, played with that. Had a, like I said, just a lot of random, probably Sega games that I've had. I remember VR Troopers was one of the older games I've had. I don't know if anybody remembers VR Troopers. We are VR. What's that?
I remember there being a game.
Oh yeah, it was a fighting game. It was actually pretty easy to play too. It was like all you have to do is literally jump up in the air and throw a kick, and then just like the enemy just walks right into it every single time. It was the strangest thing.
They're like, what are the chances he's gonna do it again?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yep, catch him off guard every time. But so hit the Sega Genesis. Eventually, I got a Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo's great, obviously. You got your Super Mario World. That's that's Mario Kart made its debut there, as well. Was it? Yeah, it was Super Mario Kart, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's always a blast. After Super Nintendo, it's the N64 came out. The weird thing is I missed a lot of the N64 as well, where I really started like kicking into like high gears, and I guess it's more of like you get older, you start paying attention a little bit more. Because as a kid, you might see an advertisement here or there. You know about the mainstream games as a kid, but then as you get older, you start looking more and more, especially if video games become more of a thing. And yeah, like that's when I got the PlayStation, the PS1, which was, man, I think that's what really set me off to this track. Like, oh, video games in my life, that's what I want to do. I didn't think it was possible to make a career out of video games unless you were developing it, but yeah, I mean, now you see people doing all kinds of crazy shit. So yeah, the PS1, yeah, exactly. I've been a PlayStation fan for as long as I can remember now because of the PS1. From there, I got the PS2, of course, PS3, and then Nintendo sort of went. I think it's because I was started off as a Sega kid. Is like going to Nintendo still felt a little weird. So then when I got this PlayStation, I'm like, oh, okay, this makes a little more sense. And yeah, from there on, it just kept going and going and kept growing, and yeah, the PlayStation.
So
it's just my thing.
any definitive games that came on PS1 that affected your life?
There's a little indie game, little small studio probably made it. Kojima Productions, published by Konami. Metal Gear Solid. I think we talked about it earlier, but I might have touched up on it. Oh look, I got a little foxhound. If anybody's watching the video on my little hat here, so that's kind of cool. But yeah,
I think I could tell.
Yeah, when I first played Metal Gear Solid, that's what really sort of just skyrocketed what I wanted to do, and yeah, that game just even to this day, even though it looks so pixelated, even though it looks bad, it doesn't really look it's not a sexy looking game. Let's put it that way, but I love it to death. It's a little ugly duckling, and I just cherish it. That's how I feel about it.
I just remember the head bobbing.
Right.
When he's talking, it's like, how do you know who's talking? He bobs his head.
Yeah, obviously, like his lips may not be moving, but the fact that he's bobbing his head up and down, that goes to show who's obviously talking at this moment. So no, exactly. Like you couldn't see any eyes, you couldn't see any lips, but that's where your imagination kicked in.
Yeah. Oh man.
So what about you, Chris? Let me know. How about like where did you start off? Like what game I guess separated everything else where you're just like, oh okay, this is where we're headed.
The thing is, my video game career, I gotta let everyone know I am a little brother, okay? So it means, you see, Liquid's the oldest out of his brothers. I'm the youngest out of mine. So the economy changes a little bit. So when Liquid's setting trends, I'm the one, like my brothers are the ones that got me into video games. My brother Matt, he was the one who was always all the games. He was just naturally talented when we were a kid. He was the one who got the furthest in Mario. He was the one who was playing Street Fighter Turbo 2 on 8 stars and beating M. Bison. Ooh. I remember that day so vividly. Bro, we were in the living room. No one was allowed to talk. I remember they were like, okay, I'm doing this, but don't talk. And he's just fighting M. Bison. He's at the end. I think he was playing as Ken. And they're just, bro, it was like an hour. Then he did it, and the whole living room erupted, and it was like a miracle because you know how when you're gaming when you're a kid and suddenly you had to go to the grocery, you had to go get groceries for some reason, and you're like, bro, all I want to do is game right now, dude.
Right.
Yeah, so it was just like a lot of the stuff is spectating, watching, and then I'm like, yo, let me get on some of that. Let me find out, and then it just I started. I want to say I played a little bit of the first Mario, but it was like I do a couple levels, that was it. But it was actually I think it was Super Mario 3 actually, where it was like I'm gonna beat this game, bro, and I beat it, and I remember because my brother, being the older brother, beat it while I had to go get shots, and he was in school, and he didn't believe I think he believed me. He was just messing with me. He's like, I don't believe you. I was like, I beat cool. I'm like, I beat him.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? I beat Bowser. Get out of here.
And there was no achievements or trophies to prove it, neither.
Could prove it.
No, you can't.
And he's like, oh, then you'll do it again. But it was a miracle run. Like when I was like 5 years old, doing my best with these thumbs.
Right. No, I hear you. The funny thing is that like it's funny that you mentioned that because like you think about it when you're a kid and you know you're on the park or you're talking to other kids at school and yeah, you could say you've beaten every game. They can't prove it that you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you beat, bro. You know how many times like I've had to argue with somebody about how many systems I've owned. I'm like, yeah, I own this, I own that, dude. I barely own anything. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, I got this. I'm like, oh yeah, I got an Atari Jaguar. It's no big deal. Nobody had an Atari Jaguar, by the way. But I apparently had one. But yeah, it's funny because like nobody even knew what it was. What's that?
You're like, I apparently had one.
Yeah, exactly. So I made up in my own little head I had one. The funny thing is, like, I remember some kids like, oh, what is that? I'm like, oh, you don't even know what an Atari Jaguar is? Okay. Yeah, it shows how much you know, kid. You know, but that's just how those park conversations sort of went down.
I picture you laughing. They're like, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, I laughed, I turned around, and then I kicked dust in his face because he was on the ground for some reason, and then I walked away.
Just thought you kicked the crap out of it, and he was like fully up. It was just a good kick, and he's like, ah!
It went right up his nose into his face.
He got 2 rocks stuck in each nostril. Ah! But yeah, so Super Nintendo was like the first game or Super Mario was the first game I really beat. I was like, oh man, I'm hooked. You know, we were lucky enough to have I don't know how we were able to have both consoles, but we did. And you know, it's like how people like it's weird because I will always like the secondary character more than the main character. Like you like Sonic, I like Tails.
Okay.
I know you're thinking no one's favorite Tails. It's mine. All right, it's for me. All right, Tails is my home. He's got 2 tails. He can fly.
That's a fact.
You know, and like it's like even when I was younger, I'm like there was Batman, there was Robin, and I'm like, oh, Robin's my dude. Luckily for me, he turned into Nightwing and then became cool later.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting sidetracked. I'm just throwing it out there that these secondary characters need more respect.
Right.
You know, is it gonna be my hill I die on? Maybe. Right. So the thing is, we're gaming, and for a little time when I was younger, I was like, you know, there was nothing that hit me because you're coming of age now. Around the PS1 era, you're coming of age. You're becoming like, oh man, maybe I'm too grown up for video games. And then, like you, happened to me, Metal Gear just walked into my life. And they're talking about war and how it hasn't changed and there's footprints, and then you knock on it, and then he gets a look, and I'm like, what's happening? I remember Metal Gear the first time took me a ridiculous like long time to beat. Because like it was hard for me to grasp the concept because you know you just want to go there and mess everybody up. You're playing a Solid Snake, a bona fide badass.
Right.
All right. And you know, and like especially as a kid, you think about like all the joking sexual tension, and you're just like, oh. Well, I'm like, wait a minute, he's badass and he's good with the ladies. I want to be this man.
Right.
You know, and just like playing it, and then when I beat it, I was like, I'm a grown up now. I beat a grown up game. I'm like, no, like my street cred solidified.
I gotcha.
Then once you beat it the first time, then you just beat it into the ground.
Right.
Because it wasn't like this day where now people just have Steam and the gift of Game Pass. It's just like I had one game, and I had to wait till my birthday or Christmas. Unfortunately for me, they're in the same month. Okay, so I only got one.
Damn.
Who you lying? Who you telling?
Right.
And So I had all that. Metal Gear was probably like, and honestly, I don't give Metal Gear enough credit. I think it really started my love for like dialogue and character growth. And I'm like, oh man, the person Solid Snake is at the beginning is not the person he is at the end. And me being like, oh my god, and understanding that arch because I took the journey with him. I just adored it. Like Metal Gear has such a soft place in my heart. Like, I'll always like look at it and I'm like, it's not the prettiest game, but guess what? It don't need to be pretty when you put on the nostalgia glasses, bro.
Right.
I'm like, bro, never look better. I remember because I beat the game in front for someone's cousin. They were younger, and they were. Oh, this is when Call of Duty came out, Modern Warfare 4, and you could just call in a helicopter. I'm like, no, I had to go one-on-one with one, and that's a whole boss fight.
Yeah.
He's like, you just don't. He's like, it's just a Hind D. I'm like, just a Hind D. First of all, that's not just the normal man piloting the Hind D, all right? And like, and it's funny because he was making fun of the graphics and doing this stuff, but halfway through, once we were hours in, he was hooked.
Of course.
It was great having the opportunity to see it through someone's eyes. I'm like, now I can appreciate what's happening.
Right. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. Say what
No, finish.
Oh, so transition because once Metal Gear, Dot Hack was really great. I love Dot Hack. I feel like if you know, you know.
Right.
But when it comes to Dot Hack,
It's funny. I wanted to just if I could chime in about Dot Hack real quick. I've had a bad experience with Dot Hack, only because so I didn't know there was so many, and so this is still preteen Liquid, just getting into anime and stuff like that. Like Toonami was a big channel. I remember seeing this Dot Hack. I'm like, oh, this seems pretty cool. I only watched a few episodes. Then I went to Blockbuster to rent a game one time back when those things were still a thing. Yeah,
no.
And I rented Dot Hack, but it was like one of the later ones in the series, and I didn't know that you kind of had to start in the beginning. Your character progresses on your memory card. I had no idea. I'm like, what? Sounds like a huge design flaw to me, but whatever. So I'm like playing this game, and like as soon as I like leave the spawning area, wherever you start off, I'm like, there's almost like no story. I feel like I didn't get anything. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm just getting my ass handed to me, and I'm like, how? Well, who makes a game like this? And I'm just like, it just made no sense. But yeah, that you could carry on. I just want to throw that out there. It's just a like little PTSD I got from back in the day from Dot Hack.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think it was Bandai. Was it? Well, I guess officially now they're Bandai Namco, but I guess they were just Bandai at the time. But I'm not 100% on that. Oh, sorry about that.
I think you're on the money there.
Yeah. But another. Like from that time, I like it, but there was a little bit of a lull. But then Halo happened. Online multiplayer happened, and like the thing is, like many PlayStation ponies, like myself at the time, because I don't consider myself a Sony pony anymore. Now I'm like, hey, whatever's the best is what I'm going with.
Okay.
But at the time, I was like, Xbox, what's this stuff? Get out of here. One of my friends at the time, he was just like, you gotta play Halo. And I was like, fine, I'm gonna give it a shot. I never played Halo was my first person shooter ever.
It wasn't GoldenEye?
No, bro, I didn't even play GoldenEye. I would play and my brother would just destroy me.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's not playing it, you're just getting destroyed.
Yeah, I'm just getting riggedy wrecked. and I remember not liking GoldenEye. I know it's an unpopular opinion. People
wow.
It's the best game. It's the best first-person shooter ever. No, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry, guys. Like it was good for what it did, but if you look back at it now, you're like, yeesh.
Yeah, it was a good start. Like it was like, I mean, yeah, you look at it now, you of course you cringe a little bit, but yeah, it really sort of started the whole first-person kind of thing with one analog stick, which is crazy to think about now, but. Yeah, it kind of started things off. I mean, I truly think, of course, without GoldenEye, you don't get the Halo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of true, Chris. You got to give me that. Like,
I don't think.
I'm not.
I think if you said Quake, I'd give it to you. Or Quake, or what's the other game? Duke Nukem, like games of those times.
Sure.
I don't know the dates for sure, but I think without those games, you don't have a Halo.
I don't know. I still think.
I can't give it to GoldenEye, but I also hate GoldenEye.
But the thing is, like, think like Halo One, that didn't have any online, right? So what'd you do? You did split screen multiplayer like a motherfucker.
That's not entirely true. There was Xbox Connect, and you could do it. It was terrible, but technically you could. It was terrible.
Now, are you
It was
talking
like a
about?
third-party thing.
Do you have to connect like two Xboxes, but they got to be in the same house? Is that what it was?
You could play online with like lobbies. So do you remember how like Counter Strike was at like back in the day, where there was like just a bunch of lobbies you could just join?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There was a lot of games like that. A few games.
Yeah, so there's a bunch. It was like that, but it was always lag city because no one understood at the time you need good connection to play online.
Right, right.
People are still on dial-up at this time.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. Who's on the phone? Get off the phone!
I'm trying. You can't three-shot anybody if someone's on the phone. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
So, and Halo changed the landscape for me for to this day. Like I am a Halo fanboy through and through. I love Halo, and I know it's been a rough 10 years. I'm still here for it. I was playing a couple games last night. But during that time, during Halo introduced me into competitive gaming, and MLG is around the time where I met Liquid later on, and we were hooked. Halo 3, game changer for me. The way I view game mechanics changed when I played Halo. Forcing spawns, like making sure it has to be four shot, using the best weapon in the right area, just like understanding a map and getting the full ability of it, and then like and just learning. And like this is how like I said, where I met really became real good friends with Liquid.
Yeah, it's so funny that you mentioned that because yeah, that is kind of like where we started off, and I had no idea. Like I was into video games, but like Chris mentioned, the whole Halo One having this connect that I had no idea about. That's actually pretty funny. Which actually I kind of want to look it up now that you told me, because I'm interested in it. Like I usually like looking at history, like nerdy shit like that. But um yeah, when Halo, I remember Chris introduced me to Halo, like the MLG Halo, like cause like I played Halo 3 Social Slayer or whatever, and I'm the shit with this AR and assault rifle for those who don't know. But yeah, and I'm like, oh wait, that's not how you're supposed to play the game. I'm like, wait, what? Like I remember probably like day one, I remember playing with Chris. And I don't know if it was Social Slayer or if we were playing MLG, but like I was just charging full with a dinosaur, full assault rifle mode, and just laying bullets. Oh, by the way, guys, he's one shot. He killed me, but he's one shot. I put a whole clip in him, by the way. But yeah, but I remember when Chris first introduced me into MLG, Halo, it really just threw out these huge avenues. I'm like, wait, people could play competitive, and then when you start talking about, oh, there's call outs for maps, and you're like, wait, people actually, like, you tell each other where the enemy is at on the map. It made no sense. It opened up this whole different world for me. It just these doors, just like I feel like they opened up, and that actually got me into more Call of Duty stuff as well. That's where I would say, if there's no Halo, there's no Call of Duty for me. I would say that, because yeah, that really sort of, I don't know, brought the competitive out of me. Halo was a little more, I think it's more a little more difficult to get into, a little bit more difficult to understand, especially if you're coming in late, because I came into Halo 3 super late, and so many people already. What's that?
Like for like playing MLG Halo, you were at least like 6 months to a year,
Right. I
quote
maybe even
unquote.
longer, maybe even longer than that. But yeah, but when after Chris introduced it to me, I was hooked. I remember making Smurf accounts, just trying to make just a little cheapy account for Chris, so that way he could play with me, because he'd be like on a way higher rank, because he's been playing for so much longer than I have. And I would give him these emails, hey, you sign in with this. Like I would give him, hey, I got a free month of Xbox Live. Let's go ahead and play this thing. Try to rank me up, help me out. And I'm just like stuck at like lieutenant, just some crappy rank. And yeah, like that introduced me, brought it into Call of Duty. Now I'm looking up, Call of Duty competitive. It still scratches that same itch, that little competitive, like understanding the game a little bit more than a casual gamer, if you will. Just knowing that little extra amount, call outs, how to manipulate spawns, what setups to use for your guns and stuff like that. And yeah, it became interesting. I was hooked. and now that trickles into all these other things, all these other games. I mean, I know you got your battle royales now, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's starting to trickle into that as well. And I mean, I'm starting to enjoy Apex a little bit more. I can't say I'm still a huge fan. I still think I'm still, and I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I still think battle royales suck. But that's just me.
Wait, do you think they suck or you just don't like them?
I just don't like them. They're just not for me. I just feel like they taken too much of the skill out of the game. Don't get me wrong, it still requires some skill, but when you fall down, you land somewhere, and they're like, oh, well, you found this rocket launcher, and I found this little pea shooter. Who's probably gonna win that engagement when we go against each other? And I just feel like, oh, well, that's just chance. That's a game of chance. That's not even being fair at that point. So I just feel like it just takes out a little bit more of the skill, mostly on the starting break. Afterwards, once you start getting your stuff together, then the skill starts coming into play a little bit more. But opening break, I just feel like there's just too much. Because like I'm used to, after playing Call of Duty, when you start off, you have everything you need and you just go off. You start popping off immediately. Compared to like Battle Royales, you gotta like start off slow. You land, you grab your shit, and then hopefully you can start building up until you start wrecking house towards the end. But you're hoping the other guy didn't get just as much stuff, if not better stuff, than you have at that point.
So I couldn't agree with you more. But to wrap up this segment, Liquid kind of drove it home for me, because Liquid took it where I was gonna take it. Where now Liquid failed to mention, now the shoe's on the other foot. Now I'm out here. Hey, Liquid, could you play on a different account, bro? I'm playing against these people, sweating. Bro, the first time we were playing League, playing Call of Duty, bro, I was out here sweating at 4 o'clock in the morning. Maximum try hard, doing my best. And Liquid's like, don't worry about it, bro. It's okay. We're going to get through it. I believe in you. And I'm like, I'm out here, I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my life, bro.
Yeah.
I have gotten a little better, but it's like with Halo now, the way the community is currently, it's more of a casual thing. People play games because they love it, and like Halo is trying to mend that fence, so they bridge that gap they created. And it's like casual, but I'm like, I want a little competitive. I want a little arena style shooter, and Call of Duty's been scratching that itch. We'll see how Apex comes out, because as of this recording, Apex hasn't technically came out yet. I have high hopes for that, because the shooting mechanics in Apex is good. So let that be a segue into the topic of the show, the current state of gaming. Liquid, how has this current time been for you? Like how is it? Like, what's going on with you, Liquid? What's going on in your game? What's going on in your catalog?
It's been complete hell. No, I'm kidding. It's not that bad, actually. Well, since obviously, it's sort of put a halt on a lot of things. New games and just other things. Everything, games, movies, you name it. It's kind of just put a stop to a lot of those. But yeah, for the little that we do have, it's been good. It's been more of a picking up where we left off as far as any previous games, any backlog games here that you might have. That's all I've been doing, really, is just running through the backlog. I've been on Steam a lot, running through that backlog, like just picking up things that haven't picked up before that I was always interested in. We're talking about games that probably came out in like the 360, and then sometimes I'll play them and I'm just like, oh wait, this game completely sucks. The reviews were pretty right on this one. Skip. The good thing is, after playing it now, they're pretty much on sale. You get them for dirt cheap, $1, $2, $5, $15 maybe. And that's just enough, in my opinion, to, like, if you want to just try something out, I feel like that's kind of the sweet spot. But not even just Steam, like even stuff on PlayStation, stuff that I've been just generally curious about, maybe. I've picked it up just to try it out. Some games stick with it, some don't. Some I do beat, some I just pass. Like I would say there's a game right now I've been playing on Steam called the Red Strings Club. I've been holding off on it for a while. It's an indie game. It's like more of a social experience game. Like, it's pretty fun though. It's very cyberpunkish, and about evil corporations, and the dialogue so far is pretty good. Like, I've been pretty impressed with it. The good thing is today, Returnal that's Friday, April 30th. Returnal just dropped, so I just tried a little bit of that. It's so far so good. It's fun.
How long have you spent on the game?
I'm sorry?
How long have you been playing the game?
I only put like an hour in. Nothing much.
Okay.
So far, first impressions.
Yeah, give me your hot first impression. Hour in, what does Liquid think?
All right, so first impression, I think it's good. I think it can be great. I haven't hit that yet. Um, I love the idea. I love the incorporating of the roguelike where you die kind of start at the beginning. But if there's any permanent items that you've unlocked, that'll stay with you even after you return. I do like how they incorporated it with the story where it's like you're in this unusual planet where these things are happening where she knows that she's dying and coming back to life, unlike some other roguelike games where you,
Spam phone calls. I muted the dang thing, bro. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good, dude. But yeah, it's like I said, the stories. It's I like how they incorporated it, unlike other roguelike games where you're usually playing as a different character or you just start off in the beginning just for shits and giggles. But it's been pretty interesting. I think the gameplay is really solid. The story though, the curiosity of it, I think that's what has me really like. I want to come back to it some more. But yeah, that's really it. I usually try to find a game to play, like a newer game every time on some console. I already told you what Steam was, PlayStation. Even on my 3DS, I'm playing Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. Again, backlog. What's that?
No, you were telling me about that.
Oh yeah. So like that's another game. Speaking about the back catalog, that's I've been just chipping away at it little by little. They're pretty long. They're like digital graphic novels, if you will. But you make decisions and it's fun. It gets by. Some people might find it boring. It's not for everyone, that's for sure. But I just like the little tongue in cheek. Like I feel like the localization writing of it's pretty good. I like it a lot. It's funny. For any anime lovers, there's an anime out there that's pretty true to the game series, so you can watch the season 1 and I believe season 2, if I'm not mistaken. There's 2 seasons, and I think they're pretty good. They're again, they follow the game to the T, so if you watch the anime, you don't even have to play the game. Some people might find it cheesy, I guess, because it's not like your Demon Slayers or your what am I thinking of?
Attack on Titan?
Yeah, especially not on like Attack on Titan or My Hero, none of those. But it's just something fun. If you got nothing else to watch, I'd say watch it. But that's just another one of my back catalog games. It's funny. I just booted up also the Disney collection. I don't know if anybody remembers when that came out. That was a few years back. And yeah, that's. Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
No, not at all. I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
Yeah, the Disney Afternoon Collection. So it's just a collection of like old school Disney games, like your DuckTales back on NES, Tailspin back on NES, Chippendales Rescue Rangers. Darkwing Duck's on there. So yeah, dude. Yeah, it's pretty legit, and oftentimes you can find it on sale. So there's just those NES games, and they just modernize it a little bit, put a little rewind in there in case it's a little too difficult for some people. Little save points.
Some of them are unforgiving.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The good thing is a lot of those Disney games is, I would say DuckTales more than anything, but they're very fun. They may be a little unforgiving, but you can get it done with a few trials, trial and error, just like every old game was. But the game's great. I recommend anybody go check it out, especially if you just want to see what old games kind of felt like, and at least it has save points. So if you die, you're not completely screwed,
SOL.
Right.
So, how do you feel about? So you're saying it's I like to dub this the year of the backlog.
Right.
Like you were like go further in your point, or we're just we've been attacking it, and just been playing all the old games that we haven't played. Like honestly, it's been good for me because I had a little gaming break where I wasn't trying too much. I was pretty much staying in the pocket, playing what I liked, and I was just living life. But now I've been dabbling it up, playing a bunch of stuff. I played a Fallout game.
Nice.
I get it. I'm the aesthetic of it. It instantly put its hooks in me and stuff like that. Like guys, I know it's gonna sound crazy and it's blasphemous, but I played Fallout 76 and they fixed a lot of stuff. And I was having a good time. Now I haven't played the other Fallout games, so I know.
Yeah, I was about to say you're gonna get roasted.
I know I'm gonna get roasted, dude. I'm just being honest. I'm a lot of things. A liar ain't one of them. All right, I gotta be honest with you.
Oh, it's perfect.
And just just playing. But I actually had a lot of fun playing it and seeing the creatures in the world. I'm like, oh, I get why people like this so much. Like it instantly, I'm like, okay, I get it all now. And it's funny, like I played probably for like 3 hours, and I know that's no time when it comes out to Fallout, but like in 3 times, I'm like, I'm immersed. I'm like, I'm out here, I'm doing missions. Somebody gave me like 30 waters because they saw that I was a new player.
Is that
He was like,
is that crucial in that game, or like the waters, or?
water is crucial, yes. Because you have a bar like for your life and your health and your exhaustion. Like it's supposed to be like a real person.
Okay, like a sim.
Yeah, and like he just gave me a bunch of supplies right off the rip, and it was some random dude. It wasn't an NPC. It was just a guy who was like, "Hey, you're new. Here you go."
Trying to keep the community alive.
Exactly. And I'm like, man, that's how I know this game is dead as hell, man. I'm like, you guys, the people are nice. Like, no one's telling me to go die. No one's trying to kill me. Like, oh, okay.
Right.
Like, wow. But no, like Fallout 76, guys. If you ever thought about playing it, because the reviews got dragged, and I looked it up after, and it deserved all the hate it got. The microtransactions were terrible. The game was broken. But like now, I could say the community is solid, and the game looks pretty good. I'm playing on an Xbox Series S, and I thought it was pretty great. By the way, so the current state of gaming, I am, as of right now, the only console I have as of right now is the Xbox Series S. I don't have the PlayStation 4 or 5, I mean, but most people don't. So I feel less bad about that. So for me, it's been during this time, it's been discovering games and rediscovering new games. Like I am excited for Mass Effect to come out, bro. I beat him, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play as Fem Shep, and I'm like Garrus. Garrus. I'm gonna get me a good man. I am gonna be Garrus.
Right.
All right. He's a classy guy, and I want him to take me out to dinner.
Nice. That's I've never played Mass Effect. Like, well, I played well.
Bro, are you serious right now?
Yeah, like, well, here, okay, let me clarify. All right, here's the thing. I played the first one on PC, but it was like I don't know what was wrong with it. Like, I guess after so many updates, it got broken where like you'd hit certain parts in the game and everything's just completely black screen. Like I had to change like some of the things, like go into like some of the like settings in the coding or something and change a few things, but it just ruined the color, the whole color. It just looked weird and I didn't like it. That's why because there's a collection that's coming out, right? The sort of upward. So I'm excited for that because I do want to, like, everybody talks about how great the series is, and the thing is I bought all three on PC and I wanted to run through all three of them, but after that first one and the shitstorm it kind of put me through, and not to the game's fault, that was just again the updates, and I guess it depends on what PC. Huh?
Was it like the port of the game was a problem?
Right, that's exactly what it was. So that's why like I'm completely down to play it. I want to play all three, so I'm excited for it as well. I'm right there with you.
Oh, by the way, guys, Liquid doesn't know this, but we're totally gonna do a review on Mass Effect when it comes out. Boy, he doesn't know. I just put that on him. It's a promise now. It has to happen. He doesn't have a choice. We're doing it.
Oh, that sounds good. Hey, I'd rather be that than a game that's like known to be complete shit. So I heard Terminator Salvation's coming out. So as they say, the quote unquote enhanced version of Terminator Salvation.
You're joking.
No, I'm dead serious. Look it up when you get a chance. For anyone, I know there's a lot of people who don't know, but me and Chris actually have a brutal history with that stupid game. Like
to sleep playing that game.
Yeah, Chris actually fell asleep. Like his character started walking towards the wall. It was like 3 a.m. at my apartment, and like he was there sitting down, and we're just playing this game. Like, Chris, let me just run through it. I'm almost done with it. Let's just beat it together. Get it over with.
Trophy, right?
What's that? Oh yeah, I wanted a trophy. I didn't get all the trophies for it though, but I did want the trophy to at least beat it. So I did that, or we did that. I remember Chris asking for a soda so he could wake up a little bit. He goes, dude, can you give me some kind of soda or something? Because I'm crashing hard right now. So we ended up doing that. But yeah, they're making an enhanced version. I almost want to get it just because of that night and see if we could run through it like online or something. But I don't know.
I'll do it, Liquid. But just know I'm going to complain about it the whole time.
If we do it, we got to do it like in the middle of the night where you're half asleep as well.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna have energy drinks. I'm gonna be ready.
Right.
Oh my god, I can't believe they're making it Terminator Salvation. That's insulting.
Yeah.
That's insulting. Remember when we walked to the room and it was just black?
Yeah, it was like a transition from one room to another. It was just one little piece was just black, unfinished environmental
I was
art.
pestering it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
I could say that is the worst game I ever played that I beat twice.
I mean, I only beat it once, so I can't say all
You know
that.
what? Matt wanted the platinum. He
Oh,
just wanted
okay.
to beat the game. I got it mixed up. And I beat it twice in the same day, and you're like, well, I beat it. And I was like, he's like, I was playing with Frank, but Frank don't want to play anymore. Chris is on you now. And I was like, all right. And yeah. I remember it was towards the end of the game because it was like a 4-hour game or something. It wasn't long at all.
No, it's short. Yeah, it's really short. Uh,
But anyway, so about the state of game, the year of the backlog. How do you feel about the future?
the future's looking bright. I mean, oh, can you
The
repeat that?
current, yeah, like the current gen. Where how do you feel PS5 and the Xbox is treating us, and where do you see it going?
So far I like what I'm seeing on both parties. Like I think I like that they're doing like this is like for the first time that they're doing something completely different each from each other. You got Xbox with the Game Pass, so this whole subscription model that they're kind of doing, and then you got PlayStation sort of sticking with that traditional, just releasing games, releasing. Well, I guess they're trying to do these like blockbuster games, but I've always liked what PlayStation does. I think all their first party stuff is really, really good. So I think they can still live doing that. I don't think there's anything. I don't think anybody's gonna really like fall, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But I think it's exciting. Like I said, the route the Xbox taking, I love Game Pass. I play it primarily on PC, and it's for the most part it's been fun. It gives me everything I need. It's a great value. And then the PlayStation, I know, like I said, Returnal just came out. Yesterday we had the state of play. We saw some Ratchet and Clank. I don't know if you got to see some of that, but yeah, that thing looks next level. There's a
Oh
room.
my
I know we were talking about Metal Gear Solid earlier. There's a rumor that that's gonna have a remake on PS5. One can only hope. So
Hold your breath, bro. Don't hold your breath.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm hopeful for the future just because I guess I don't know what's gonna happen because they're taking such different routes. I mean, you got the Nintendo who's still hanging along. I say hanging along, but I'm pretty sure they're doing fantastic. With
They're
their,
amazing.
yeah, with their hybrid system. But again, it's something different. It's like a home console / portable console. So again, I feel like all three are like doing something completely different, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Oh yeah, because Pokemon Snap just came out,
Oh, that's right.
and Nintendo's always doing Nintendo. Nintendo really don't care about what anybody else is doing. I feel like the inevitable upgrade is gonna happen. So they're just like, fine, I guess we'll make a better Switch. Like, here you go, guys, and then we're all gonna buy it because they're gonna put Pikachu on it, and we're gonna go, yes. It's like how like everyone like with the Animal Crossing situation.
Right.
Oh my god! By the way, we totally like Among Us, bro. I popped. I saw Among Us, but with the Ratchet and Clank skins.
Yeah.
I was like, this is genius.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
genius. I don't have a PS5 yet, but like when I do, bro, and if we need to play some Among Us, bro.
No, I agree.
Because like honestly, I know that it's no longer the main fad in the world, but the game is just so solid.
Well, the fact that it has that skin, kind of has me hyped. Like that alone would make me want to like go back and play it. It's funny because I used to play on PC, but that's a PlayStation exclusive, so that means I'm just gonna have to download it on PlayStation. But what's that?
Oh no, you mean the skin is
Oh
exclusive?
yeah, yeah, my
Okay.
apologies. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the skin is exclusive, but I think it's also cool because I think they could start working out some deals with Xbox. Let's throw a Master Chief skin on there with the little blue robot guy who follows you or something. What's his name?
Guilty Spark.
Yeah, Guilty Spark. There you go. Yeah, put him in there. You know what I'm saying? Or hell, have a little miniature Virgil from Halo Reach. I
Oh
think
my
that'd be
god,
cool.
you're the only person throwing out Virgil
Yeah, I will
references.
be, bro. Bro. Virgil is the man. Like, don't sweat off Virgil. Like, flick the lighter. Flick your bic.
Oh my god. So, all right, Liquid. Which game are you the most excited for the rest of this like quote unquote year? What's the game you're the most hyped for that's coming out that isn't Ratchet and Clank that's coming out in a month?
That was
That
good. That was the answer. Was Ratchet and Clank. That was the answer.
All I'm shushing that to the side, and I'm like, I want fall. Like, what are you looking at the fall, and you're like, bro, this is the game. This is the centerpiece of the season. What would Liquid say that is?
For fall, I mean, what do? Because I feel like we still don't know everything that's coming out. Like, what is really coming out in fall? I'm trying to think.
We have God of War.
Okay, no, I said what? No, what's coming out in fall of this year, Chris? This year.
What's coming out, bro? You know what?
Like,
It's coming out.
there's no way in hell. Anyways, what's really coming out?
Well, we have Halo. That's for sure coming out.
Right. Which, I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be good. As long as it shoots fine, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, we'll see. We'll see how that comes out. I know they've been pretty shaky. 343 hasn't had the best. I guess, start with Halo in general. But
After a decade, we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna.
yeah. That's another story for another day. Another subject for another episode.
Yeah. But
Here,
what game? Come on.
let's see here. I'm gonna take a look. Let me take a quick gander at just some of the upcoming games.
Because for me, guys, I'm just gonna give my quick answer. Where Liquid's looking up the numbers. There's other games, and there's probably tons of them. Tons we can't even think of right now. But like I said, I'm a Halo fanboy, and so Halo Infinite is what I'm freaking here for, dude. I can't wait. And like the thing is, Halo 5 gets a lot of crap, which some of it deserves. But like, honestly, the shooting is just so rock solid. And like just the movement, the stuff, it was great. It was the customization was just too cluttered. They had the packs were just like in the cards. It was like, but only in a certain game type. And they had a lot of good ideas that just didn't mesh well together. All right, but that's me talking about Halo 5. Halo Infinite, they coming out with incremental monthly updates and they're showing things off, and everything that I've been seeing, even though I get it that it comes from 343, so obviously they're putting it on the best foot possible. But like I've been liking everything I've been seeing. I like they put out the audio for the battle rifle, and I thought I don't like the way this sounds. Like, and it's funny, at first I was like, this is dumb, why do I like it? I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna hear this damn thing all the time. Like, it's good that I like it.
Right.
But high for it. Now Liquid. Are you looking at the list now?
I already looked at it. I found a few that I'm like, oh, okay, that's right. These are probably the ones that I'm most excited about. Because the answer was Ratchet and Clank, but since you kind of ruled that out.
Yeah. The thing is, I want you to give. I'm not trying to cut you off. I want you to say a statement. Give your teeth. I want the reason why. Because after you do that, I already gave my answer. You gave yours, and then we're going to conclude our first episode. I'm not. But don't hurry. Don't have to hurry. I'm just letting you know where we're at.
I gotcha. No, and so. The one that really stands out so far, I know I mentioned Ace Attorney, so there's the great Ace Attorney that's supposed to be coming out. The weird thing is it's coming out for PS4, not PS5, but I mean you're gonna be able to play it on PS5. But yeah, it's coming out for PS4 and Switch, which is that's
we can talk about Sony in a later episode.
Yeah, what's that? You can talk about what?
We can talk about Sony later.
Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, the great Ace Attorney, and then I saw. There's a few. I know No More Heroes 3 got announced, but we haven't heard that in a while. Like as far as what's coming out with, I know I like No More Heroes 3, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I think I know the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn is supposed to be coming out. That's exciting. I liked the first one. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I thought it was good. I mean, I platinumed it, so what does that tell you? I ran through it. I did enjoy it.
I love that Liquid logic.
Yeah, that's just how it is. Sometimes I'm just bored and I like, all right, I'm just gonna platinum it. If I like it enough, I may not have to love it, but if I like it enough, I'll run through the platinum trophy, get that platinum.
Oh my god. So, but Liquid, you're dodging the question, bro. I need a definitive answer.
So I would have been the great Ace Attorney. That's where I'm gonna go with that.
So a game that's not even on next gen consoles is what you're the most excited about.
Yeah, because I feel like there's still not enough. I feel like we haven't heard anything so far. So like, it's gonna be something that's very odd. Like and that's gonna be one of them. Like that's it. Like
I feel like there's a lot of people that would respect that answer that you just said. I've never played any of those games. I've just seen the memes.
Maybe a lot of the weebs probably will like that answer.
Well, All right. Well, Liquid. Your game. Third game is Ace Attorney. What is it called? Ace Attorney what?
The Great Ace Attorney, Chris. The Great.
Oh, the Great.
Right. Yeah, there it is.
Jesus Christ. The Great Ace Attorney.
Right.
Because his name is. I'm not getting into this. Anyway, we're at the. By the way, Liquid, a little golf clap for us. We did it.
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah, I'm ready to put a bow on this one. I enjoyed myself. I liked it. I hope everybody else did. I hope everybody else sticks with us, and I want other people. Again, feedback is key, man. I need to know more. I need to learn more, and I'm ready to throw down and make this happen permanently.
Yep. Well, all right. Well, guys, just to echo what Liquid is saying and what we've been saying at the top of the show, just thank you again so much for watching us, for giving us even the opportunity. Like you can't imagine what this means to us. Hopefully, one day maybe it'll mean something to you, where you stick around, you watch us. We become the thing you listen to in the background. We're like, oh, the boys are on. Liquid and Chris, what's going on in gaming this week with them? And honestly, if we're just that piece of your life that you listen to, nothing would make me happier. Thank you so much. This is going to be weekly. The first schedule might be a little mixed. We're going to work out the kinks, but definitely once a week. Liquid, what do you think what are you thinking the release date is going to be?
I'm still aiming for this Monday, which would be, what are we looking at? The 3rd of May. That's what I'm looking at. If everything pans out. Now, granted, when you're editing shit, I know you run into a lot of problems. So if that's the case, then it'll probably be the week afterwards, which would be the 10th. If it comes down to it, then we plan on doing at least maybe 2 episodes. Maybe, we'll see. I'm not sure yet. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. I'm really aiming for this Monday though. I feel confident, which is sometimes a problem. I'm kidding. No, I think I can make it happen. But again, we'll see. If you wanted, if to really keep track of everything, I'm sure we're gonna plug in the social medias as well, so that way people can know where to find us, when to find us, that sort of thing.
All right, like Liquid, good point. Make sure to follow us. We have a Twitter, we have an Instagram, we have a TikTok. What else do we have, Liquid?
Oh, we have a Twitch.
We have a Twitch.
So yeah, well, we have Twitch.
We're going to be on Twitch. We're going to be playing games. Is there any games you want us to play together? Liquid can share his screen. Liquid can play. I'll watch along. We'll just hang out and goof around. Eventually, at some point, hopefully, we're on the couch gaming together. And leading into it, guys, we haven't had an official timer. I've been just calling it the Gamer Book Club of the Week. Our first official game is gonna be Battletoads. All right, it's on Game Pass. We're gonna start off a lot of the games on Game Pass, because if you're not playing Game Pass, guys, you're messing up. It's the greatest deal in video games right now. There's 300 games on the service. It's nuts. If you have console, I don't know what it is for PC. I know you're about to say something. I can feel it. You're like, hey. But we're gonna play Battletoads. One of the segments of the show is gonna be talking about the game of the week. So if you want to play with us and hear the conversation, what Liquid and I thought of it, feel free to join along. We'll keep you up to date on all our social medias. It's TheMicrotransaction, all one word, right?
Yep, all one word.
All one word on all social media.
I'm sorry,
Make
not
sure
on all
to follow
social medias.
us. Trust me.
Not on all social medias. It's
on Facebook, but no one's on Facebook.
Yeah, well, there's I think Twitter is the Microtrans, because you can't put the Microtransaction, if I'm not mistaken. It has to be 15 characters. That's just the Microtrans.
Okay, we went a little too long in the. All right, guys. Well, all right. One last goodbye, guys. It was a pleasure. Thank you again so much. And now I'm just running through the same thing. Thank you all, and this has been a Microtransaction.